Hello and welcome to the module number 18 of the digital marketing course. In this module onward, we are going to actually practically go ahead and use Elementor, and in this video, I'm going to show you what all widgets does Elementor provide and what all things can you do when you edit a page or a post using Elementor, right? So let's just get started. And I am on the pages area here where you can see that we have a home page and a blog page. So let's edit this home page. And for that you'll have to click on this home text, or you can click on the edit button as I've told you, and within this page you are going to actually click on edit with the Elementor button, right? So let's just wait for it to open. Now you can see that we have this button, edit with Elementor. So I'm going to click on it, and now we are going to actually dive into the Elementor visual editor, which allows you to create custom landing pages using the different widgets and functionalities that Elementor provides. All right. So you can see here that we are on this page, wherein you have this feature called, we have the drag widget here option. So what are those widgets? So we have these widgets on the left hand side. So let me just close this off and show you what all widgets do we get actually with Elementor. So we get the basic widgets. Now these are the widgets which will be available in the free version of Elementor as well. And then we have the pro widgets. These are the widgets which dynamically change the functionality of your website with the functionalities that they provide. All right. So we are going to talk about them in detail in this video. Then we have the general widgets, all right, which you can use. So we're going to look at them as well. Then we have the site widgets, all right, site logo, site title, page title. We're going to talk about it. Then we have the single widgets, and then we have the WordPress widgets. All right. So all of them can be used within Elementor. Okay. But now, as you can see on the screen, we have a sidebar here. All right. And we just have this much of the content area where we can add and, drop the widgets and all. But before moving ahead, I actually want to change the layout of my page. I don't want my Elementor, I don't want the custom pages to include a sidebar and to include the, page title, and in fact also to include the menu as well, because I want to design my own menu. I don't want to keep a menu that I designed using the theme that I selected. All right. Since you have been part of this course, you know about the Ocean WP theme, but if you didn't know about that theme, all of this would have not been very much editable. Okay. So let me tell you that what do you need to do to change the layout of the page. Okay, there are actually two ways to do it. Let me just tell you the first way. So I'm going to open up the page again, but not using Elementor. I'm going to open it directly within the WordPress editor, and here we have an option called as page attributes. All right. So as you can see here, we have the option of page attributes, and currently the default template has been selected. With the default template, the header and footer and the sidebar are actually going to come from the theme that you have installed. Okay, but since we don't want that, now you can see here that we have three different kinds of templates. The first one is the Elementor Canvas, the second one is the Elementor Full Width, and a landing page template. Okay, so I'm going to click on each one of these and then show you what difference does it make. Okay, so let's just start with the landing page one. Let me just update it, and now let's just edit with Elementor again. Now when the Elementor editor opens up, you'll get to know what layout do we get. All right. So see here, now with the landing page, you have a clean interface. Okay, a totally clean interface which you can just start building your page from. All right. And talking about the others, let me just tell you in theory about the other two options as well. That the Elementor Full Width page attribute that we have. Okay, the Elementor Full Width page template will actually render the header and footer from the theme, but the content area will be totally blank. Okay, and similar is the case with Elementor Canvas, just like the landing page template, that as the name suggests, it's a canvas. Okay, everything is customizable using Elementor. So in the canvas, you will get a clean interface just like we are getting now using the landing page template. Okay, so let me just change it to Elementor Canvas and update it and edit with Elementor again. So you will get a clean interface, and this is the one that I personally like to use every time I have to create a custom landing page, because now I am in control of the entire area. All right, now you can see here. So the entire area is mine. I can do anything on this area. Okay, you can see the difference now that the menu is not there and the sidebar is not there. Okay, so let's just move ahead, and since we have gotten the template part out of the picture, let's just talk about the hierarchy of how different areas in Elementor are actually created. Okay, so this is kind of some technical knowledge that you're going to get. Now you can see that we have two buttons here, the plus button and the templates button. So firstly, let me just talk about the templates part. Okay, if you click on the templates part, you will see here that by default Elementor Pro has provided you with a lot of templates that you can just plug and play. Okay, so if you are into a magazine business, right? So you can see that we have a magazine template here. If you are into a travel business, you can see that we have a travel template here. So I can just simply click on this insert button and just look at the magic that we are going to see. By clicking on the insert button, this template is going to load on our home page, and we just have to change the colors, and we just have to change the photographs and the content based on our own website. And then everything will work seamlessly. You don't have to do anything other than that. With the click of a button, your entire home page will be ready. It's taking some time to load, so let's just wait for it to load to continue further with our discussion. And there we have it. Now the entire template is loaded on our page, and we just have to change the content and the fonts and the colors, and everything is done. All right, you can see it is still loading, and you can see how beautiful it is going to look when it completely renders up. All right, so let me just give you a preview of it. So if I just click on this button, you will get the full screen look of our template. All right, and you can see how it is designed and how different elements are structured here. All right, so now let's talk about editing them, right? Like how would we change certain stuff that we want to. So firstly, I want to show you that the hierarchy of different elements on this page needs to be understood very carefully. Okay, and for that I am going to actually show you a hidden feature that not a lot of people know, which is called the Elementor Navigator. So what you have to do is you have to just right click anywhere on the page, and you will get these options. All right, so you just have to click on the Navigator button, and you will see how different areas of the page have been created. So you can see here that firstly there is a hero section, then there is this random section. If I just click on it, so this is the new section. Okay, then we have the intro section, right? Then we have the tour section, we have the newsletter section, we have the why are we the right choice section, the slideshow section, the CTA section, and then we have the testimonial sections. Okay, and finally we have the blog section and the gallery section. So while clicking on each one of them, you can understand that all of these are sections. Just remember the words that I'm using. These are sections, and if I just hover over this, you can see that a pop-up has just come up which says edit section. All right, so what next after the section? Now you understand that the top level element that we are going to have is a section, and everything will be inside a section. So let me just open up any of the sections, like the intro section. Let me just select it first so that we can reach there. Now in the intro section, you can see that we have two columns. All right, the first one is here, so you can see this black icon, I suppose. So here is a black icon. All right, so so here is this icon. This icon is for a column. Okay, and similarly we have this column here. So let me just select it. I just clicked on it, and you can see that this one got selected here. So after section, there's always going to be columns. You can add any number of columns. You can even you can add you can just right click on the column, and you can say add new column. All right, and a new column will be added. You can just add any number of columns based on your requirements. All right, and if you want to duplicate a column, that's also is an option, so that if you have some content that needs to be changed but the styling has to be intact, so you can just duplicate this column and the similar column will get added with the similar elements inside it. All right, so let's just move back to the basic template that it was. So in this column, now let's just move ahead to the next section. Like what next after the column? Then comes the elements like text editor, button. Okay, so these are the widgets that Elementor has provided you to create content on your website. Okay, to stylize your website, to add functionality to your website. Okay, so the most important thing that I told you is that firstly there's always going to be a section, then there are going to be the columns inside a section, and within the columns you are going to add the widgets. Okay, as you can see, if I click on this button over here, we see the different widgets that Elementor provides us. All right, and now as you can see that we have different kind of elements here. So let's just scroll above and let's just figure out which all elements have been used. So here in the first column, you can see that an icon list has been used. Now icon list is again a widget. If I just click on this button and if I search for icon, you will see that icon list is a widget here. Okay, and when I click on this, right, you can see that now the icon list has been selected. That is, now we are actually going to go ahead and change the settings related to this widget. So now you can see that the first icon here is a Facebook icon. You can see here that the Facebook icon has been selected. So you can just click on it and you can select from the different font awesome icons available to you. Okay, and you can choose any of them. Like if I select Facebook, so you can see that right now this icon has been selected, but if I want, I can use this icon as well. I just have to select it and click on the insert button. Okay, and you can see that the icon has been changed. All right, so there are some more settings available, like if you want to apply the link to the full width or you want to apply it inline. Okay, you are going to try and test it out, and what will happen if somebody clicks on it? So the link has to be here. In this area, you will add in the link like https facebook.com. Okay, and then you can add in your page name, your profile name, anything that you like to add. And after clicking on the update button, this link will get installed over this icon. Okay, simple, isn't it? So this is how cool actually the Elementor widgets are. And right now we have just talked about one of them, but I'm going to show you all the others as well. We are going to discuss about them. But even before that, I want to tell you one more common thing that is going to be there for every section, every column, and every element that you're going to use. Okay, so let me just click on the section again, and you can see here that if I select the section, there are these style and advanced tabs in section as well. Plus, they are going to be there for the column as well. Okay, you can see that the column has been selected, and now if I select the particular element, style and advanced are going to be there for the icon, the widgets as well. Whatever be the widgets, the content, style and advanced tabs are going to be there, which means that these are the customizable settings for each different widget that you want to use on the page. Okay, and in the advanced tab, you can see that we have different options available here, which are going to be almost common in all of the areas, like for the sections, for the columns, and for the elements. In the advanced area, you can see that we can add in margin, we can add in padding. Okay, now what does that mean? So since we have selected the icon list, just noticed what happens over here. Okay, so if I just add in the 20 pixel as padding, you saw how 20 pixel has been applied on the top, right, left, and bottom. So if I just want to apply it towards the left, so I can just uncheck the link here, and now when I individually give in the padding numbers, you can see that how the spaces are getting added. Okay, so you can notice how I have just added 10 pixel to the top, 20 pixel to the left, 60 pixel to the right, and 50 pixel to the bottom. Right, so this is how you can do it as well. I'm currently going to change it to 0. Similar is the case with the margin. Margin is the outer space, like padding was the inside space of the element. The margin is the outer space, like you're going to push it from left, right, top, bottom based on your requirement. So if I push it 50 pixel towards the left, you can see how it gets moved. Okay, so this is what margin means. Then we have different properties like z-index, CSS ID. If you want to add in an ID, this is related to code. Okay, so you don't need to actually know about it, because we are going to do a lot of stuff without this as well. But if you are knowledgeable, you can add in your IDs and classes to the particular element that you are editing. Okay, then we have the motion effects. Then we have the background. Like if I want to change the background of this icon list, so I can do that as well. Okay, so if I want to change a color, so I can change it to the red color maybe. Okay, I can change it to the blue color as well. Okay, so all these different kinds of options are available to us. You can even change the background on hover. You can add in the transition duration. So this is something that you need to play with. I'm only telling you that how you are going to use and customize the different widgets that Elementor provides. Okay, and in the advanced tab, these options are going to be same for the column as well as for the section. So let me just go to the column now, and in the advanced you can see that we have all the similar options available. All right, but obviously less than the widget that we had selected, because widget is the ultimate node. It's the ultimate feature that we are actually editing. So obviously the customization features are going to be more for that. And if I click on the section, you can see that these are exactly similar to what options were there for the column. Okay, exactly same. And when I talk about the style, you can see that for the edit column style, you can add the background to the column. You can add a background overlay. You can change the border properties, right? So let's just select some other column for it. So let's see. Yeah, so we have this column selected as of now. Let's just try to change something in this column. So if I want to change the background color, you'll see how the impact actually is, right? And on hover of this column, I want the color to change to something else, like maybe pink, right? So now when I hover over it, you can see how the color has been changed to this purplish color. And not just that, we can actually, use a gradient here, like we can use a combination of two colors, right? And even for the normal background, you can use a combination of 2-3 colors if you want, right? So now you can see how you can actually easily change things. You can change the locations, and you can change the styles, you can change the angles. Everything is just drag and drop, just enter in the numbers, just make some changes, just as easy as clicking buttons. Okay, and you can even use the slideshow feature, like you can use 3-4 background images if you want in this area. All right, so that's totally upon you. So to check actually. So my purpose in this video is to show you what and how you can actually change for the different elements, for the different sections, for the different columns, right? And when it comes to the fonts and all of the sections, all of the styles, you can see that in the column you can change the heading color, text color, link hover color. You can change the alignment of the text, right? So see how simple it is. You can see that the text dancing right towards the left, towards the center. So this is how easy it is actually. Okay, and now when I come to the particular element, so you can see here that we have a divider element here. You can see the names, and then we have the heading element. You can even change these alignment from the element itself, and I would recommend that you make changes to the element directly for the alignments and stuff. But for giving spaces and margins, you should use the column or the section, right? Though you can do it here also, but I would recommend using it on the columns and sections. Okay, and now since we are on the particular section, you can see that the options which we have here are that we can add in the title here. This is a heading widget, so that's what it's supposed to do. And herein you can add the link to it if you want, right? It's not compulsory, but if you want to link this heading to something else, you can add in the link, right? And then we have the alignment options, we have the size options, like you want to change it to small, medium, large, but you can see that these are not changing. And why these are not changing is because the font style of these has been set. So to understand that, let's go to the style part. You can see here that for the heading, for the heading widget, we have options to change the colors. Okay, I can maybe change the color to something like blue, right? You can see how easy it was. And then we have the typography. This is the main part. Like you can change in the font families here. Everything related to font is to be done here. Like I can change it to Eagle Lake maybe. You can see how the font changed. And then I can, reduce the font sizes, or maybe I can do it this way as well. You don't just have to add in numbers. You can drag and drop and change the font sizes. All right. And you can then use these properties like transform. So right now everything is, in capital letters. So if you don't want that, you can actually lowercase it. Now everything is in lowercase. If you want to just capitalize, like, the first alphabet should be capital for every word. You just have to click and select capitalize. Okay. You can change the font weight. You can make it default. You can make it bolder, right? So everything can be done from here. Then we have the styles, like if you want to italicize it, you can do that. If you want to underline it, you can do that. If you want to overline it, you can do that, right? So everything can be done actually. And then we have the line height feature. So you can, change the line heights. You can change the letter spacing here. Anything can be done within Elementor itself. Okay. And then we have the text shadow feature, right? You can see how the shadow has come up now. So I can, even move it horizontally towards the right and vertically bottom. So see how amazing this effect is. You can even change the color to something like maybe for a red text shadow. So whatever suits you. I'm just showing you how it works. So this is how easily it can be done. Okay, and now we have talked about the styles of the widget, and we have talked about the advanced of the widget. The only difference between different widgets is going to be the content and the style part, right? So see, right now we were on the heading widget, but now if I just change to something like let's see. So yeah, since we have this button widget, now buttons are going to be very commonly used across website, right? So you can see for the button, we have the area to enter in the text, like, I can just change it to submit, and I can then, add in the link. I can then align the button towards the left, right, or I can justify it. I can change the size. And then I have this icon here, right? I can change the icon as well. If I want to change it to something like I want to, change it to a different kind of an arrow, I just have to select that and the icon has been changed, right? You can change the icon position, like, it should be before submit or after submit. Then the icon spacing, I can decrease it, increase it if I want. So these all are the options in the content area of the button widget. But if we go to the style part, you can see that how you can change the typography, how you can change the text shadow, you can change the text color and background color. Then you can change the text color and background color on hover. You can animate it as well. I can grow this button on hover. See how cool it is, to add animations into Elementor. So there's a lot to play with in Elementor. I have showed you how, you can do the basic changes and all. So with that said, let's now talk about the different widgets that Elementor provides you, because that's going to give you an understanding of what all can you do with the page made using Elementor. All right. And for that to happen, I'm going to actually delete this template, and I'm going to, add in each and every widget that I need to tell you about, one by one on this page. Okay. So that you understand that how we are going to use the Elementor for our website development purposes. Okay. So let me just delete all the areas here. I can even, delete it from here as well, from the navigator. That makes it more easier. Alright, so now we have a clean page, and now we have the widgets here. So I'm going to talk about the different widgets. I'm just going to add them one by one and show you what they do actually. Okay, so talking about the basic widgets, you can see that we have the intersection widget at first. Now what does an intersection widget do? So when we have a section first, we can go ahead and add an intersection. Now in an intersection we can add multiple columns again, right? But now what we can do is we can add another widgets below this intersection. But if that was not the case, if we didn't had any intersection, if we directly had just created 3 columns, then we wouldn't have been able to add our heading to the full width of this page. I hope you understand. You can just go and try it out if you want. All right, so now we have already covered about the heading widget. So now you know what heading widget does. Now let's talk about the image widget. Okay, let me just drag and drop it. So in the image widget, see how simple it is. You just have to click on this button. Either you can upload the files or you can use any image that is there. So since we just imported that template, you can see that all the images of that template are now uploaded into your WordPress website. Okay, so let's just select any image. Now you can see that the size has been selected as large. I can change the size here. All right, but if I generally just do it to full here, and I can align it if I want. And for the size change, what I do is I actually go to the style tab and change the width of the image entirely. But talking about the other options, we have the caption option. If you want, you can add the caption option. And you can link it to a media file, or you can add a custom URL. Like on clicking the image, some link should be opened up, so you can do that as well. You see how this new option came up when I clicked on the custom URL. So this is how cool it is actually. Now with the style part, this is the main area where you are going to actually design your website, the style area. All right. So see here, I'm going to just drag and drop this widget button, this width button, and see how easily I can decide if I want to keep it to 40% or 50%. Right, it's totally my choice. So I'm keeping it to 40 for now. You can set a maximum width. You can set the height, like what height do you want the image to be, right? And then we have this object fit. I want it to cover. Okay, if you want, you can play around with these options a lot. And then we have the opacity part, right? If I want to make this image a little bit transparent, then I can add the borders to this image. Okay, you can see here that if I want to add a border, I can add a 5 pixel of border that is of a red color to this image. And I just want to actually decrease the opacity. I want to just keep it as 1. And then we have the border radius option, like I can curve the radius of the borders, right? So this is how you can stylize. Then we have the box shadow feature. You can see if I just make it horizontal, you will notice how the box shadow has been applied here. Okay, so this is about the image widget. Then we have the text editor widget, which is which allows you to just add in some text that you want. You can see how it works. You can stylize it. You can change the typography and alignments and everything, right? Then we have the video widget. So if you have a video uploaded into your WordPress website, you can use that as well. See, there are 4 sources actually. The first one is the YouTube. Now if you want to embed a YouTube video, let me just go to youtube.com and just select any video that we get here, like add extra WooCommerce, right? Let's just copy the link of this video, and now we are going to go to the video widget, and I'm going to just paste the video URL here, and you can see how this has now rendered up in our page. So this is going to work inside our page now when I click the play button. So this is how easy it is to add a video. So first source was YouTube. Similarly, you can do it with Vimeo, right, by adding a Vimeo link. Similarly, you can do it with Dailymotion by adding a Dailymotion link, and then you can add a self-hosted video. Like, if you have uploaded a video onto your site, which I don't recommend at all, but if you have done so, you can choose that video as well. Okay, and then we have the options like, start time, end time, autoplay the video or not, mute option, loop option, player controls, download button, right, posters, and then we have the image overlay. If you want, you can add in the image overlay as well, right? So all these options are for you to play around with. Then for the video part, we have the aspect ratio here, right? So let me just change it to YouTube for now, so that you can see the changes that we are making. See, with the 3:2 aspect ratio, you can see how the image, the video content is changing, right? So see, you can change these. And then we have the CSS filters, which you can use for the brightness, for the contrast, right? You can see how this is all changing. So this is how you can play around with the video widget. Okay, let me just delete it as it's taking a lot of space. So, I'm just going to select it from here and I'm going to delete it. Now, after the video, we have the button widget. We have already talked about it. Then we have the divider widget, which is very, very simple actually. If you want to add some space, if you want to add a divider, you can actually go ahead and do that. See? So if I just, want it to be like 50%. So this is how it's going to be. I can even add an element here as a divider. Okay. So if I want the text, so I'm going to just, write some like ends here, section ends here. I'm going to just write it down here. All right. So this is how, you can add a divider. You can also add some icons as well if you want. See, here the star will come, you can even add some cross icon maybe. Let's see, or X. That is actually some text itself. So yeah, so let's just try to add this option, this icon here. So see how this gets added up here, right? And you have the different styles actually for the dividers. There are a lot of them actually, to be honest, for multiple. See how the style changed. Rhombus, let's just try that out. See how this divider now came up. Now you can stylize this divider as well. You can you can increase or decrease the size. You can change the color. You can change the amount, right? Like how wide it should be and what all number of icons should come. So you can all change that. Then you can increase or decrease the gap from top and bottom. You can change the styles of the icon, right? You can stack them. You can frame them, right? So all kind of options are there for you to check. Talking about the spacer, so as the word spacer says, it's just used to add some space at the top or bottom. So if I want to add a 200 pixel of space, so you can see how 200 pixel has been added. So now when I add in the new element here, so it's going to actually come up with a 200 pixel margin from the top. Okay, so now you see I have added a Google map here. So you can just add in any area that you want to add, like Taj Mahal. So let's just try to add Taj Mahal and see what comes up. Yeah, so you can see here the Taj Mahal iconic domed Mughal mausoleum, and you can zoom in here. You can increase the height of the widget, right? Maybe I want to add a new column if I want. So I can I can add in a new column and then divide my sections, right? So let's just do that. Let's just create a new section, a 2-column section, and I want to actually move this widget. So I'm just going to drag it. I'm going to select it from here and I'm going to drag it to this area, right? You can do the similar thing from the navigator as well, right? So on this side I have this maps now, and on the right hand side, if I want to add an icon, I can do that, right? Icon is very simple. I have already showed you how to select an icon. So you can just choose any icon and it will be here. Okay, then let's talk about some other widgets that we can add. Let's just delete this section altogether. With this we have covered the basic widgets. Let's now talk about the pro widgets. Now see, this is where the Elementor usage becomes interesting. Now the first widget that we have here is the posts widget. Now what will happen here is that the blog posts that you have created, see, like we have created 3 blog posts, right? On the first day when we started this website, we created 3 blog posts. So they are going to dynamically render onto the page, and you can actually change their styles, right? So if I choose the card layout, see how it's going to look now, right? And if I want to just show 1 blog post per page and I just want to add 1 column, see how it's going to look, right? And there are a lot of other options, like if I want to show or not show the metadata. So I have just deleted the date and all. I can also hide the badge. I can also hide the read more button. I can also hide the avatar, right? So when I do that, let's see what all changes you can see. Since we have featured image in just one of them, so I guess you will be able to see how it works. So let's just give it the time to load. Yeah, so you can see now that how we are just left with the title and excerpt, which we have selected here. And for the excerpt also, you can, decide how many characters should be visible from the text. Okay, so see here, now it has been reduced to 10. And there is a lot of other stuff that you can do here. You can include pages here. You can manually add the pages, right? And then you can include the pages by tags if you want. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do for you, and that is for you to figure out actually, because it totally depends upon your requirement of what you want to build using WordPress. Do you want to build it for yourself, or do you want to build it for your clients, right? And then we have the pagination part, like you can see the numbers here, if they are there. Like I have now, we know that we just have 3 posts here, so obviously no numbers are coming up because all the 3 posts are here. But if I just decrease it to in fact just 1 post, so you will get the numbers here as well. Okay, and in the style part, you can stylize pagination, you can stylize the content, you can stylize the image, the card, the layout, right? So the style part obviously includes the settings related to how things are being visible, what are the colors, what happens on hover, what is the font style, so that they are pretty much the same for all kind of widgets. Like for this one, we have the column gap, rows gap, right? So it's going to be different for the widgets, but you understand the usage of it, right? So let's talk about the next widget. Now the next widget is the portfolio widget, which is going to show the portfolio of blog posts. So it's similar in setting to the post widget that we just used. All right, it's just the look and feel that is different for this widget. Then we have the gallery widget. So let me just add in the gallery widget. You can select the images that you want and it will display a gallery. So let's just create a gallery of 6 images. Okay, and insert the gallery. Now all these 6 images are going to be visible here. So you can stylize them as well, like how do you want them to look. Okay, so you can order them randomly, you can lazy load them or not. You can select the number of columns. So let's just keep it to 3 columns so that we get the symmetry of 6 images, right? And then we can increase or decrease the spacing. So all the other options, you can check them out. Let's talk about the other widget that we have. So the form widget, we are going to use it in the next video when we actually go ahead and create a contact form, and then we're going to talk about what all to do with what all settings to do after the person fills up a contact form. Okay, it's very simple, so we are going to see it in the next video. Then we have this login widget. So let's see what that does. So if you want to just allow people to log in into your website, you can actually create a custom page with this login widget as well. Okay, and then you can set them up based on the settings that we have. Then we have the slides. Like if you want to add the banner images, if you want to add slides, you can do that. You can select each of these options, and you can select an image as well as a banner. Okay, just like this one, you can then duplicate this as many number of times. Okay, and you can change the image, you can change the content. Okay, like this is slide 2, so I can change it to slide 2. This I can change it to dummy text, right? So it's as simple as this for using this widget. Moving ahead, we have the Nav Menu Widget, which we are going to use again in the next video, where we are going to create a complete homepage template. Okay, so just wait for that. Then we have the animated headline widget. Now this is pretty cool. You must have seen this in a lot of pages. See, this page is amazing. So you can just change this content, like number of clients served. So I can just write here 1000, and then we have this green animation coming up. So you can change that actually. So we have the rotating style here. Okay, and see how it comes up bigger. Then we have the highlighted style. Then we can highlight it like a curly line. We have underline. So there are a lot of options available for you to customize. Okay, double underline. So anything that you want to do, you can do it. Okay, and you can style it, obviously, the colors and fonts and everything. Okay, so let's just move to the next widget. Then we have the price list. Let's just see what the price list does. See, so you can just add a price list like this, and you can add in the details, like if there is something that you sell, then you can add in a price list and stylize it. Then the next widget that we have is a price table. Obviously that becomes really helpful when we have to use it. So where did it go actually? Let's see, let's wait for it to load. Let me just delete this spacer, and let me find out where did this go. Yeah, so it hasn't been added. Let me just drag this price table and put it below this section somewhere. I don't know why it isn't getting loaded up. Maybe because we have the price list in place already. Yeah, so now we have the price title. Okay, so you can change it. You can change the titles and everything, right? You can set the pricing, you can set the features like list item 1, list item 2, list item 3. So this is how it's going to work. All right, then we have the flip box. Now this is again a very cool functionality actually. So you can do a lot of stuff with this flip box. See, what happens is that when we hover over it, it actually flips and the content changes and the color changes. The button appears up, so you can actually create a lot of flip boxes if you want. Okay, like you can just create 3 columns and then add this flip box widget in all the 3 columns, and you can then stylize them. All right, after that we have the call to action. Now let's see what this call to action means. So it's going to be an image with some text below it and a button. That's what a call to action is supposed to do. Then we have the media carousel. Just like the slides part, you can add in a media carousel. Okay, you just have to select the images. See how this is how it's going to look, right? And this is how it's going to work. Then we have the testimonial carousel. So testimonial carousel is something people talking about your product, giving you a review, and you can see that how you can actually add in an image. So let me just add mine, or maybe add this lady's image, and we can just change the name to like Samantha or something, right? Samantha, and she is a digital marketing expert, right? So Ritviz Tiwari is excellent in providing DM services to clients, right? Anything like this. You can add the testimonials that your actual clients have given you, and you can see how it's looking up here. You can in fact change the styles. Like I can make it to a bubble style, okay, like this, and you can change the image part, like if you want the image to be stacked. So if you want the image above the testimonial, you can do that as well. So it's totally upon you actually. Like you want to view 3 slides right, per view, so you can do that as well, right? And for scrolling, how many slides do you want to scroll? So like if I select 1, then after clicking on the arrow here, only 1 slide is going to move towards the left. Right now we just have 3, so let's just duplicate it and have a few more. So let's see, it's taking some time to load. Till then, let's talk about the style part here. You can style the border, you can style the slides, you can style the content, the image, the navigation, the bubble. So everything can be stylized actually. Let's wait for it to load. It's taking some time. Let's talk about the different the next widget that we have. So it is the reviews widget. Okay, so let's just add it. Now if you have to see a review, you can just add it simply like this. Okay, you can change the icons and all as well. Okay, you can change the icon, like if you got a review from Facebook, you can just add the Facebook icon. So see how cool it is. Then we have the table of contents. Let's just see how that looks. Right, see, this is how the table of content works. You can add it at the top of every post that you write if you want, or if there is a long page that you have created, then you can create this index. Okay, and these are actually coming up using the heading tags. You can see here the heading tags are selected, right? I told you that there are 6 different kinds of headings, and that has been used in the table of contents. Talking about the countdown feature, this is again a very cool thing actually. This countdown, you can add in the time, for the due date. You can add in the evergreen timer, like for 47 hours, something like that. This is very good for creating urgency on the pricing pages, or on the buying out pages where you actually check out. So if you have a special deal coming up, you can use this widget to entice people to buy your product as quickly as possible, right? You don't want to lose the opportunity. So then we have the share buttons. Like this, you can add more if you want. You can add in the sources. So we have all these different shared social media platforms here inside of Elementor. Okay, then we have the block quote feature. So if you want to add a block quote, it's as simple as just dragging it, and the block quote is here. You can see that there is a line here which actually makes it look like a block quote. There is a share to tweet button, so you can change all of that, right? So this is how cool it is. In fact, very easy. So let's talk about the next one. Then we have the Facebook button. Okay, let's see how does that look. So yeah, this is how it looks. Sign up to see what your friends like, and you can like on Facebook. You can add in your own URLs as well, right? So let's see. Yeah, so you'll have to set your Facebook app ID in the integration settings. So that's something which you'll have to figure out, right? And let's talk about the Facebook comments, Facebook embed, Facebook page. All of these are actually going to work only after integrating with the Facebook. So I'm not going to show you that. Then we have a template and we have a Lottie. Now Lottie is also something very cool which Elementor has added, newly. But to show you that, see, this is something that you can do with Lottie. All right. So if you have a JSON file, you can just add that JSON file, and then that Lottie will work. You'll have to actually research about Lottie because it's a really advanced thing to do, and it's something which big companies do to create engaging designs. Okay, and that design has to be created in a JSON format, and that is why the link is here for the JSON file, right? So let's just remove it for now. And with this, we have covered all the widgets in the Pro Pro tab. Okay, then the general widgets that we have here are the image box. Okay, let me just show you the image box as well. So image box is what it actually tells you, that it's a box where you have the image and you have a content, right? So again, the styling, how to do the styling and all. So let me just show you how different widgets render. Okay, now the icon box, you can see that the icon is at the top, and then they have this content, then the star rating. See how it's going to look. See, you can add in the number of stars, you can increase or decrease the rating if you want, like 5.1, 5.2, 5.5, right? So it's going to change actually. Rating scale is from 0 to 10. So this is how it's working. 6.3 is going to look like this. It is really cool, isn't it? Then we have the image carousel. It's similar to what I have already showed you. Basic gallery, I have already showed you. Icon list, you have already seen. Then we have a counter. Okay, let me just add in a counter. So see how a counter works. Now this is very helpful actually to do a lot of stuff. To show number of clients served, how many years of experience do you have, and how many services do you provide, what is your turnaround time. You can use this counter for that. Okay, then we have the progress bar. Now this is also you must have seen it in a lot of places. You can just add it here properly. So see, this kind of a progress bar you can actually include, like if I want 85% of 85% retention rate, so you can show it using this, right? You can change the text here, you can add the title here, anything. Then we have the testimonial. You have already seen the testimonial carousel, but if you just want to add one testimonial, you can add in here. Then we have the tabs also. This is also something which you can use actually. So see, when I click on a tab, the respective content is going to appear. Similar to the tabs, we have accordion and we have toggle, right? So these are all similar in functionality, a little bit actually. There is obviously a difference, but they are similar as well. So let me just add in an accordion. So see here, with an accordion, we have this feature. Okay, that on clicking the button, it's going to work. Similar is the case with the toggle. With the toggle part, we are going to click on this and, it's going to work like this. Okay, you can stylize them, you can remove the icons if you want, right? So it's totally on you. Then we have the social icons. You already know, right, about the social icons. We talked about the share icons. Actually, these are the social icons. So, if you want to add in your information, like, for the Facebook, you want to add in your link for people to follow you. So, you can add these social icons here. You can stylize them, right? So let me just make it circle to see how they look, right? And I can stylize them. I can change them to custom color. Like, if you have a red color as your own, so I can just change it to something like this, right? Blue or maybe green, right? So it totally depends on you, what kind of requirement do you have. Then moving ahead, we have the alert feature, alert widget, right? So this is going to show up as an alert. You can change the colors and all for it. After that, we have the SoundCloud. So I don't want to add the SoundCloud part here because I don't have a subscription. I don't want to actually include music onto my website right now. Then we have the shortcode widget. So shortcodes are something, the snippets of code that you sometime might want to use. And you just have to actually place it here, and you just have to add the shortcode here, and that functionality will render up for whatever you have created the shortcode for. Like sometimes if you want to create a different form or something, we'll have to use a shortcode. Okay. Then there is an HTML widget. If you want to add some code, you can do that. You have a sidebar widget, you have a read more widget, and you have menu anchor. So I'm not going to show you them because these are very basic, and these don't depict the different kinds of functionality which are actually essential for customizing the website. Okay. So moving ahead, we have the site widgets, for the site logo, site title, page title, nav menu, search form, site map, breadcrumbs. So nav menu is something which we are going to use in the next video when we are going to design a header for our website, all right, while designing it. So we'll talk about that in the next video. Then we have the single widgets like post title, featured image, table of contents, author box. You can add in an author box inside your posts. So since right now I am the author, so you can see here that how the author box is looking, right? You can even add a custom author box as well. So you can add in a profile picture, and you can add in the names and all, and profile links. Everything can be done. Okay. Then we have the post navigation. The buttons will come up. Like right now we just have 3. So you can see how it's going to work. So this is how it looks. Like you can change the text. You can change the arrow types. You can change it to chevron. I can change it to a long arrow. Let's see. See how it changes here. So this is what I mean by that. Then we have some WordPress widgets. Now widgets you already know. The WordPress widgets, the different widgets that you have seen in WordPress, you can add them as well, like pages, calendar, archives, audio. So this sums up the different kinds of widgets that Elementor provides us, and you can actually add them on the page and customize them based on your need. You can change the colors, you can change the formatting, you can change the spaces, right? I told you about the margins and everything. And in the next video, I'm going to create a home page. I have a template in my mind that what all sections does a page need. Okay, and I am going to include those sections on the page, and also I'm going to actually show you the different kinds of templates that WordPress provides you. I already showed you, the Elementor provides you. I've already shown you the templates for the pages, but there are some more templates. Okay, let's just do it in this video itself. If I click on the add template part, you saw that we just imported one of the templates from the different templates that Elementor has provided you for free. Like it is an endless kind of a library, right? So you can just customize any template that you want. There are a lot of them, right? And obviously you are not going to need all of them all together. You're going to create one template for a client, right? You are going to create one kind of a design. So you can use that also. And then we have the blocks part here. Okay. In the blocks part, you can see that the different kind of blocks that should be available on a page are already present here. So you can see that, a custom home page, a custom landing page might contain an about section, right? So if I click on the about section, you can see that the different styles of the about have now been presented by Elementor, by the filter. So we can just click on any of these sections and we can insert them onto our page. Okay. Then we have the archive section. Then we have a call to action section, the client section, contact section, FAQ section, features, footer, header, hero, portfolio, pricing, product archive, services, single page. So you don't have to add in the different widgets from Elementor separately. You can actually choose a design, like if I want to add some pricing widget, so you can see the different kind of designs that Elementor provides you. So like I like this one. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the insert button, and this exact design is going to be installed onto my page. See, choose your plan. So now what I have to do is I just have to change the text. Like I want to change it to our pricing plans. Okay, and then I can select any of these. You can see here that when I select this widget, the price table widget is selected, the same widget which I had added up on our page. So the widgets are going to be from these only, but now your time is saved even more, because you don't have to now focus on designing these widgets separately, like how much space to give towards the left and towards the right of this column, and how to give this space, right, which is padding or margins obviously from the sections, right? So you can see when I click on the section, inner section, I go to the advanced tab, and you can see that padding 30 has been applied. So if I just change it to 70, you will see that the space will increase. So all of these small things which actually take a lot of time while designing a website, because it is a process. And this is the reason why I am telling you since a few videos that within a few hours you can create your own website, and not within a few minutes. I'm not showing you any unrealistic expectations. Obviously these all things take time. You need to actually invest your time into learning about all of these, right, and practicing, like what all can you do with this. And then when you get perfected in designing your WordPress website, then you can actually provide your services to the clients as well. Okay, so with this I want to end this video over here, and in the next video we are going to build up a complete homepage that looks good, that that is intact in terms of styling and everything, because right now we just have randomly created and used widgets that are provided by Elementor. But in the next video we are going to just use the widgets that are helpful for us, and it's going to be dynamic. I'm going to just think of anything that comes up while shooting up the video, and I'm going to add that section inside the widget, and you'll get to see that how I think while I design my own website. Okay, so wait for the next video, stay tuned. This is Anmol Dugal signing off of this video. Bye bye.